Let me get the bag out of the way.
No, not you.
Oh,
I guess I should phrase that.
Scan that.
get the bag out of the way.
Okay, we're off to a great start.
Okay, I'm here.
Wherever you like. Why don't you go out there and listen?
I found the place for them.
Oh, yes, you sure did. Thank you. Oh, my God. Oh, we're alive. It's
Live from Okay, folks, I guess we don't need any introductions here. Mariette Hartley and her husband, Jerry Sroka.
my wonderful.
And I think having the two together, the best way to start things off is I want you guys to talk about your wonderful film,
Oh,
which I guess today is now called Our Love Story, but it was our
no,
almost completely true story.
Love story.
Okay, I always get this title wrong, that's why I'm
You're
glad.
not the only one. Our distributor, Knockwood, said they wanted to shorten the title. Our title was Our Almost Completely True Story. And they said, it's too long, we're going to shorten it. And 2 weeks later, they called back and they said, we've shortened it to Our Almost Completely True Love Story. I said, I went to school in Asbury Park, New Jersey. I always thought that was... Anyway.
So are you sitting in the light? Do I have any light on at all?
Oh, you carry a natural light here.
Why do I even say those things?
I don't know.
No, you're lit, you guys are lit.
Well, you're hugely lit.
You want to switch?
Should I switch?
Yes.
You want to switch?
Oh, come on.
We're providing the entertainment here tonight.
You need to be reading and stuff, right?
Oh, cool.
Okay. Oh, it's my good side.
Oh.
We want to get your best side.
My what?
We want to get your best side.
Okay. Breast.
Yes.
That might be Freudian slip.
Well, thanks for coming. Bye.
Oh my God, it's live. I thought you were kidding. No. Listen,
No,
kid.
sure, it is dark here. Yeah, okay. No, this is better. This is better.
No. Does anybody have a flashlight?
Yes.
So anyway, let's talk about your outline for your love story.
Go ahead.
How did two guys like you get together? I mean, I think it's a great, the movie is great, folks. If you've not seen it, it is a terrific movie. Yeah.
Well, we were of an age. I won't tell them how long. And when we worked constantly, usually. I mean, from the age of 10, I began acting and never stopped until a year and a half ago. But
When she broke her leg, falling out of the closet.
most people come out of the closet. I just, oh my God. So my life completely changed. But before that, we kind of looked at each other one day and said, nobody's going to say, boy, do we really want you in a movie because you're old and unimportant. So I said, okay, then what should we do? And we decided to just sit down and write together, both of us write, and he's a wonderful writer. And it went, we started, and it was based on truth, completely based on truth. Did you get it? Somebody get the phone? Is that? Am I here?
It's the music from the film.
They're doing a screen over there.
The horror. Anyway, it turned out to be kind of wonderful and very funny, and we figured people needed that these days. And we found Jerry has a wonderful friend
Well, he was a friend until we made the movie.
His name is Don Scardino, and he does all of 30 Rock, and including producing it. And yeah, so and they worked together when they were kids. They did a wonderful movie called Godspell. I don't know if anybody's He's a little.
He was the best character in that film, too. He was my favorite character.
I'll pay you later.
It's J.I.M.
Oh, okay.
Would you need some light for him to do it? You never mind.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, maybe we should get him.
anyway, it happened, and we had a wonderful, really wonderful time doing it. We ended up. You go. You do.
You go?
Yeah, no, stay. But do.
Yeah, so Don Scardino, who directed it, we did Godspell together back in 19, ready? Are you sitting down? 71 and 72. And Don played Jesus, and was just
Brother Jesus.
wonderful, a joy. And
Gorgeous
I always thought
voice.
there was a light around him anyway, and he was wonderful.
Oh, he got the light. I see. Okay.
And we sent the script to Don right off the bat, and he called us the next day and said, "Let's do it." And I said, "What does that mean?" Having never produced a movie, I never had
really
any.
know we were going to be producers.
Yeah.
And
So
it was fabulous.
we began calling our friends people like who was in the film?
Bernie Capel.
Peter McNichol.
Peter McNichol. Yeah.
Almost steals the show.
Oh my God. Tess Harper, Morgan Fairchild,
Yes.
Peter Honorati,
We had close to like 33 of our best friends.
my grandkids,
My kids.
her daughter, my daughter.
It was
Her
wonderful.
daughter plays her daughter. No audition. My daughter plays my daughter. Audition.
Did she audition for us?
No.
No.
I told her to fake it. And we put it together. We had Don got everybody together, his crew, cameraman. I mean, it's endless and wonderful. And we all sat around the hotel where Don was staying in LA, and he started a, what's that called? Pre-production meeting. And I was sitting there. They went page by page through the script, and I went, "We're doing this. We're actually doing this." And it was wonderful. And all I did was get Don coffee. And Don does a wonderful Jack Benny, and I do a Jack Benny. And I sat next to him all, and I kept saying, "Well, hurry up! This is costing a lot of money." See? And he'd answer back in Benny, and we started shooting, and it was wonderful, just wonderful. There were no real problems other than plumbing in our house,
38.
which we won't mention.
Oh my God.
And then, and you know, with today's technology, you see the scene on a screen, on a monitor. And when I wasn't on camera, I was standing behind the monitor watching this one. Whew, boy, is she good. Oh my God. She makes every scene just totally wonderful and believable.
And very expensive.
And everybody worked for nothing, for SAG scale, which is, 50 cents. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
We ended up using our own house, which you will see if you see it, and it looked gorgeous. And the one time I was able to watch while things were going on, I was so thrilled. I ran out of the house and I came over to Don's wife, who was there, unfortunately, and she took me. She said, "The toilets have stopped." I said, "What?" She said, "There are no more toilets working in the house."
Is that really necessary?
We called this guy, who was supposed to be a decent plumber.
Wrong. No, it said emergency plumber.
Okay.
So I called. And I said, look at it.
No, so he came, he arrived. He was about 6, 7, and he said, "Whoa, are you doing a movie?" I said, "Yes, can I be in it?" As long as you fix the toilets, because we have 38 friends wanting it.
So he played her third date. No. It's not all, the movie isn't all, thank you. She's coming with coffee. Now this may get interesting.
Yeah, I'm still working on coffee.
Beautiful.
Thank you so
Why
much.
is it pink? Yeah, why is the coffee pink?
Split it in between.
He doesn't know anything.
But we are coming with coffee.
My power drink. Oh, my power drink.
So that was like, I don't know what else to tell you about the movie. We found a distributor, and they
Which is
found.
already unusual. I mean, I don't know how many you are interested in movies, and you are great. Sure.
You need a distributor.
Yeah.
Otherwise, once we get finished with handing it out on our block, we're done.
We've been back a couple of times.
Yeah. So, and then we had got a production company called Hyde Park Entertainment, and the president, we sent it to him, and he called me and he said, "I love it. I love your movie." He's in London.
Can we do it?
Can we do it? Can we have it? And I said, go, God. And so it's in Italy and Greece and Africa and
Hopefully India soon. Australia, that's what we're praying for.
cool. So it's on planes, not of course on our plane because our plane doesn't leave on time. And there were no TV sets. And when I saw the props, I thought this looks like a movie. Anyway, so that's it. Any questions about the movie? Can I ask them if there's any questions?
Yes, oh my
Absolutely.
God.
This is your panel.
I just want to say real quickly, if there's a couple of people who still haven't seen it, it's currently playing on Amazon Prime and definitely on Tubi.
And on Roku, also, Roku channel.
And
It's
Tubi's,
everywhere, yeah.
What's the name of the movie again?
Our almost completely true love story or story, but it's
Almost completely
If you do a search, a streaming search, it shows up really quick.
Thank you.
I already used my. Oh, no, I'm using a question for you. I saw that you were in a Hitchcock film called Marnie with Diane Baker. Hitchcock is known to be a suspenseful director. How was it working with Hitchcock and Baker during production of that film?
I don't remember. Oh, God. It was, first of all, I met Diane, who I don't know how many of you had the blessing to, talk to her. And she's an extraordinary human being, and giving and loving and wonderful actress. And we happen to adore each other. And we don't really see each other that much, but you really get kind of close. Hitchcock was a very strange man. And I learned a lot. It was not an easy time in my life, so I was grateful to be working, but it's not my favorite movie. So, it's okay. It's okay. But he's done some terrific films.
I want to ask you guys something about the movie we've been talking about here. Did you guys really meet in the pet store?
Are you kidding? No.
Was that? I've had it on good authority. It was really E. Harmon. Was it E. Harmon?
No,
Neither one.
Neither one.
We both ran for the board of the Screen Actors Guild and both got elected during that same election cycle. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
bless you.
Oh, no, it's there. Oh, no, so sorry.
Beautiful. We're selling coffee up here if anybody. I want one. That one. I'll take two.
Anything else?
Scrambled.
Or is that true?
Yeah.
Is it my imagination or
That's
did the
right.
cat
This is
develop
another-
best lines? Because I
Thank you.
cat.
That's my wonderful little black and white kitty named Rosie. And she just decided she was going to be in it. So we had no opportunity to direct her. As a matter of fact, she directed us a couple of times. It was not. And we.
She was in a couple of scenes, we didn't realize it until we saw the movie. She said, "Did you know Rosie was behind us?"
How the hell did she get back there, kind of thing?
And she wanted more money.
Well, I've been hooking for, oh, I'm sorry, to get money.
Who gave you the nickel?
Didn't work. Anybody?
Sorry.
Jerry, I want to ask you, what was it like working with Victor Garber in the film Godspell?
Well, let's see. Victor was a joy. He's just a lovely, great guy.
What a boy.
And he was doing Godspell in Toronto.
Right.
And I was doing it in Boston. And the director hit every show. It was playing in New York, Chicago, Toronto. And
Who's seen Godspell?
wow!
God.
It was hot as a bullet during
Real?
the early 70s. I saw it.
It was?
I saw the movie in 73. I saw the live show in 74. It was on a tour of
Yeah.
the United States at that point.
So Victor was just, he's great. And then I did another musical with him up in Canada
Yeah.
called Jack, a Flash Fantasy. We did that for the CBC. And again, Victor, and that's not available, you know. I don't know what happened. It was very good. Gilda Radner was in it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me ask both of you, and this is probably the hardest question you've been asking. Throughout your careers, is there one or two projects you've worked on that just absolutely stand out? I mean, like saying, man, that is the best thing that I've ever been involved with.
Well, a lot of that for me is theater.
Theater, yeah, because I know you're a big,
Went to, I studied the Shakespeare Festival in Connecticut when I was, I don't know, about 12 or 13, and I just didn't stop. I was so immersed in, stuff wasn't that great at home. I mean, it was wonderful and kind of charismatic and terrific, but we didn't talk much about feelings and stuff. So, little things like that. So, when I found this children's theater as a matter of fact, there's a story that I ultimately do need to tell you about Rod Serling. It's a very creative community, Westport, Connecticut. And I was so, theater for me, or acting for me, or whatever, is a spiritual experience. It's just, things would come to me that I had just experienced inside, and I would then have to kind of put it out there. As a matter of fact, reminds me of a wonderful story about Bert Lahr. I don't know how many people remember Bert Lahr.
Cowardly Lion.
Well, we went on tour together. I was at the Shakespeare Festival with him. He was a terrific guy. And I learned so much from him. As a matter of fact, we were doing a Midsummer Night's Dream, and I was playing Helena, which is apparently a very large, but the largest female role that Shakespeare ever wrote. Helena in a Midsummer Night's Dream, come on. And I had a kind of a long monologue that it's all a love story, and the lovers are there, and they're getting lost, and they're trying to learn about one another, and whatever it was. I came out and I said, how happy some or other son can be. In Athens, I am thought as fair as she, but what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know.
You're not going to do the whole play.
No, I'm not. Anyway, we were already in California doing it. And nobody laughed. Nobody thought that. They usually laughed at that. I thought, damn. And I walked off, and Bert was watching that particular scene. He watched it every night. And I said, Bert, I don't understand, they didn't laugh. How come they didn't laugh? He said, you really want to know, kid? It's true, honest to God. And I said, yeah. He said, because you wanted them to, kid.
Wow.
And if you don't think that didn't get to me, every time I do something that's like that, I say, don't do it the last. That's just talk, just be, just. So I learned great things from a lot of wonderful, wonderful performers. Anyway, go ahead.
Something in particular, Jerry?
Oh, for me,
Particular
yeah,
experience.
well, Godspell was wonderful because having done
Dated everybody in the play.
it
Well,
was-
you had the best song in the movie.
I did.
You Are the Light of the World. It's one of the best songs in the whole show.
Oh. I'm glad I found out. It's the only non-singing song in the show.
That's true.
Because the guy who originated the part, right from Carnegie Tech,
Where I went to school.
was named Herbie Brahan, great guy, and he didn't get chosen for the movie. I did, and for the part. And Herbie couldn't sing, so they developed this. Stephen Schwartz developed this song that, you know, you are the light of the world, you know, and it's mostly talking. And when I got it, it was like, oh, okay. But he's got most of the comedy in the show and in the
You
film.
mean your character?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry's.
Thanks to her. Anyway, so that was, but, you know, having, like I said, having done the show for 9 or 10 months in Boston, a standing ovation 8 times a week. We had nuns who came every Thursday. And they sat in the first row. And it was,
Isn't he cute?
no.
I'm sorry.
So you can say that, I can't. And,
You're Jewish, you can say anything.
no. Somebody watch the door, please.
A mixed marriage.
But our film, it's a long time in between, but our film was being able to write something down and see it come to life, and then watch it, and then we had a wonderful editor who's become a best friend of ours, Matt Bennett in New York. We thought a lot of things, and it was a real eye-opening experience putting together a film. And we thought we were going to be sitting with Matt, watching the edit and saying, no. This, when COVID hit the day after we stopped shooting.
The day after.
The day after, they said COVID. And so Matt got the film, and you know, it's all done now electronically, as some people know, yeah. And so he did it all by himself. He had to lay off his crew because they couldn't be in the same area. So all alone, he did it upstate. He had a house up in upstate New York. And he'd call us once a week and say, the film's saving my life. Otherwise, he said, I don't know what I'd be doing. So that film was, and getting to work, we had worked together in a play I wrote.
Oh, okay.
And she wasn't very good, and I thought, we'll just use her for the movie. Maybe, you know, she can get back her chops. We had fun doing the play together, didn't we? Yes, we did.
Even though I died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you didn't die in that.
Oh, I got very sick. I always got very sick in the things I did. It's ridiculous.
Really?
Anyway, any more questions?
Yeah.
Yes, you were talking about working on stage. You were in The Miser with Jessica Tandy and Hume Cronin.
Hume! Oh, Hume! Yes.
What stands out about that experience?
I giggled a lot. Oh, God. I don't know, it was nice. I mean, again, I'm surrounded by people who have been in the business forever. And I was younger and kept learning, and giggling when I would hear Jessica, Hume! Hume! Get out there!
Aren't you glad you asked?
Most of the time I found places, things where there was humor. I mean, the humor has saved my life.
It's a funny show.
Yeah.
It's a very funny show.
And then she married a miser.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There was a woman, and then there's a redheaded woman in the back.
Okay, Star Trek. Getting the episode on Star Trek, an interesting story about it. You also went on to Genesis 2. What were
Yes, I
anything
did.
good or bad? Something interesting? I know.
Well, Bill Shatner. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just Bill Shatner? And look, I come from Connecticut.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things that I ever did. I had never been on the sound stage. I don't know how to do that. I didn't know cameras. And I'd never met guys that were this tall, but wore shoes. And the only way that you could tell that he was short, because I'm almost 6 feet, right? So meeting Bill, because he was this way most of the
You're going to get
time.
in such trouble.
Any of Bill's family here?
Not anymore.
It was odd. I felt like Alice in Wonderland, who arrived at a place that was like, why are his arms up here? And he's down here. And then, oh, it's his shoes. And his shoes were literally this big. So those were my experiences. Plus, I had to get semi-naked. Oh my God, it was so bad.
Yeah, what happened to the second belly? What happened to the second belly button?
Do you know how long it took for them to put that thing on? First of all, it's a piece. It's a whole piece of something that they had to, I had to, oh, so, and I have a picture that I'm selling that it's very clear.
Mark's good.
And anyway, it must have taken 4 hours at least of putting more on, then taking less off, and then more on, and then suddenly I ended up with 2 navels that looked really real. Yeah. I was still taller than just about anybody. The only person I wasn't taller than was Spock, who's a crummy kisser.
Speaking of your costume in...
My what?
Yes. What was it like working with Bill Tyson? When you went in for your costume fitting, what did you think? Or did you have any clue what it might be?
No, I had no clue about anything when I arrived in this town, the other town. I was constantly learning. I remember Sam Peckinpah thinking that, thank God, he hired me, and that was brutal, but it was fabulous. He didn't think my breasts were big enough. So, and that was the whole deal. I had to have bigger breasts. And that movie, I don't know how many people have seen around the high country, but it's one of the most brilliant.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
God, it's a fabulous movie. And I was going through hell in my life, and I was able to, because of the script, which was N.B. Stone and a wonderful, wonderful script, and Sam had rewritten it. Oh, God, it was terrific. But I was constantly terrified. I didn't know who was going to come at me.
But also, you didn't know who Randolph Scott and Joe
Joe
McRae
McRae
were.
were. Yeah.
Working with these 2 guys, she's like, oh,
Legends.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's actually better that you didn't know.
Yeah.
Because I'm like that when I work with you. It's better I don't know. It's better I don't know.
Jerry, you did some Star Trek.
I did a Star
Did
Trek.
Voyager, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You almost didn't find it.
Yeah, I went in an audition, I don't know, and they all sit in like 2 steps up in this rounded table, like you're in the ship, in the Star. The director, the producers, the writers, and you walk in and you're down there, you're looking up, and I did the scene, they said, thank you, and I got a call, okay, you got it. So I show up at 4 a.m.
Universal, right?
Paramount.
Paramount.
And I drive up to the gate feeling pretty special.
He always does.
And the guy says, yes. I said, Jerry Sroka, I'm here for Star Trek. And he says, which one? Now, I never watched Star Trek until I met this one. And I've watched it 39 times. Honey, don't bother me. I'm watching you on Star Trek again.
Oh, and do I have to put my costume on
No,
now?
no.
Oh.
You heard it here first,
Just this part.
Yeah. So good idea. We should have thought of it. So I'm sitting there. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and the guy says, "Which one?" And I said, "He said we have 4." 4 Star Treks? You guys are doing really well. He said, "Sir," and then now there are cars behind it. So I give him my name. He said, "I can't find you." I said, what else is new? He finally found it, and he said, "You're doing Voyager." The lady mentioned it. And I get in there, and they put me down in a chair at about 4:10, 4:15, and I get up at 8 o'clock from the makeup chair. And I looked in, I said, "Can I have a Polaroid to show my kids?" And they take a Polaroid and hand it to me. Polaroid, see, I gave you a shot.
I see what you did there. Okay, yeah. I see what you
No,
did.
that was a plug.
Another plug.
So I get up and and they take a Polaroid, and I take it home to my kids, and they said, "You look like Grandma."
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
When I met his mother, okay, it's your mother at the wedding, another one. I had never met any of his family, and
For a good reason.
Right. Well, that I found
Yes,
out. But,
yes.
okay. So anyway, I kind of turned around the corner, and there was a woman there sitting, a little plump, and it was his mother. And I thought, oh my God, he'll never speak to me again. I mean, literally, she had put makeup on her face, right? Pure white powder.
She was doing a Marcel Marceau. Which we failed to realize to this day.
God.
So that was my Star Trek, and it was, you do 2 takes, and they said, "Thank you, we got it." I said, "But I had 4 hours of makeup." That was it.
Okay, the redhead over there. You.
No, I didn't have a question.
No, I thought.
Oh, we can wait.
I'm just so animated, I'm so excited.
Oh, thank you.
Pick somebody.
Oh, I could have.
Pick somebody from this side.
Yeah, we haven't played anyone from the left.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, speaking of Polaroid, the Rockford Files episode you did, was that before, during, or after that?
Listen, it was such a miracle. I've had some miracles. And doing Polaroid, I was doing commercials at that point because it was the best money in the world. And I liked the people I met and stuff like that. But I wanted to give up. And I don't know, I just felt that it was time for me to give up. And I suddenly got a call that Polaroid is looking for a wife for Mr. Garner. And I said, no, can't do that. So, and my agent said, "Charlie, you're doing that, okay? So get up, get dressed, and go." And there were gorgeous girls at the place, long black hair and tall and gorgeous. And I looked around and I said, "Oh gosh, forget about it. There's just no." And then they asked for the script. I went to the script, and it was me with Jimmy, who was not there. Said, all right, we talked about Polaroid. He said, yeah, that's one step. And I said, no, it's 2 steps. I ad-libbed. I said, no, that's 2 steps. He said, well, we don't count them. And I said, well, you should. I don't know where it came from. Honest to God, these were miracles in my life. And I had said, and I found out when I got it. And it was, and I mean it. People like Morgan and somebody, not the Morgan in our movie, but she's so gorgeous. Her skin, it's like my skin. Anyway, and it was one of the most heavenly experiences in my life. He is to die. I mean, he makes me laugh less than you do. And I need laughter in my life. I really do. It's my medicine. And
To answer your question. Remember the question?
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't. It was after the Polaroid.
Oh.
Because I asked her that the other day. Because we were watching a Rockford Files for my 12th time. She makes me watch these things.
and then get undressed. Okay, so
Oh my God.
Oh, look, it's developing.
2 steps.
25 minutes.
Barry, I want to ask you real quickly, because we talked about this yesterday, about working with Robert Corey in Return of Conqueror.
Corey, he's a terrific guy. You know, he looks strange when he's Dracula.
Yeah.
But, and I scare easily, so.
He's scary.
No, he's a dream of a guy. And I think that's the only horror movie I've done. And
It is.
yeah, except I did a comedic one where Bob played who played Dracula?
Judd Hirsch.
Judd Hirsch.
Judd Hirsch.
Oh, yeah. It's called Halloween That Almost Wasn't. And I'm a witch with a nose that's like, and cackling. My kids came with me, and my son was walking around in the hotel, and there were people there that were putting the rug on, right, like choo-choo. My son was maybe 3, and the guy came up and said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" He said, "Huh? Oh, I'm just hanging out. Why are you here?" "Well, we live here. This is my mother lives here, and we came to be with her." And he said, "Oh. What does your mother do?" He said, "She's a witch." It's just her.
This man has had his hand up for an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is maybe a more serious question for Mariette. Something I've always wanted to ask you. I've always thought that what set you apart from other actors, you've traditionally played very strong women. And I've always thought the casting is because of your lovely voice and your height.
And don't forget, my belly button.
Well, your eyes are a very strong woman, for example. You know, I could understand why you're being cast in those roles. But behind it, over the years, I've come to realize there's always this vulnerability. And I feel like these women who are, blazing into battle, I also always kind of want to give them a hug. And I wondered, is that something you're aware of? Do you feel like that's your
No, I love
secret
hugging.
sauce?
So.
Yeah, stay away from her, by the way.
Thank you. Theater or movies, that kind of movie, is a very odd business because you have to be acting most of the time. I'm not very good at trying not to make it my own. To find the vulnerability is a very scary thing to show when you're, doing all these extraordinary words, it's Shakespeare or whatever. And I worked very hard at that. I'm still in therapy. You know, I had to start that at a young age, and it's helped me just say the heck with it. We're all the same creatures, wonderful people that have had lives.
Except her.
Yeah.
Yes, she's strange. How long did it take you to put that makeup on? Or is it what?
3 hours.
Wow.
You're short, right? And for me, it would take forever. Oh my God, it's great.
Mariette, if you indulge me one more time, then we'll make sure we get some more, we've got time to get the audience. I definitely want to thank you for the work that you've done in the mental health industry. More than most celebrities I grew up with really brought that to light at a time in my life when it was something you didn't talk about. And we thank you for that.
Thank you. Yeah.
There's a scene in the movie that we obviously wrote in where she takes a call from someone who has, her dad took his life when she was 19, and there's a scene in the movie where she takes a call. We're just about to have dinner, and she takes a call from a survivor of someone in their family who was taking their life. And that's real. That happens. That still happens. And I just marvel at.
Well, I think for me, I come from an alcoholic home. Both parents alcoholic, and I didn't know what that meant until I got out into the world and found booze. You know, I had no idea what it was doing to people, what it didn't allow people to do, really. And I ultimately, when Dad took his life, I was 23, we were living together, and he was there. So the whole experience, I knew nothing about PTSD and the truth of PTSD, which is essential to when traumatic things happen to us. The vulnerability really pops up. You can't help it. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know where to go. I was absolutely lost. And gradually, when I began, getting past the huge trauma of, well, the truth of it was that I had to clean up. And it was astonishing. And gradually, I realized that I had to help other people. We would come together and we would suddenly know that happened. I said, how are you doing? And we would talk. We'd talk in grocery stores. We would talk wherever anybody found me, or I found them. And I noticed how much it helped me to be able to tell my story. I come from a family of tremendous shame. Let's not talk about alcohol. Let's certainly not talk about suicide. We cannot talk about suicide. I had just nowhere to go. And gradually, it came into my life that I can give this away. And we were learning from each other. And I gradually started doing groups, and it was heaven, and it saved my life. And mental illness is devastating. And now, thank God, in those days, there's medication. In those days, there was none. So, thank you for the question. Did you ask me that question?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
And thank you. Because you've done some incredible work. Okay. More questions. I know we've got more questions out there.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm a psychologist, not a therapist, but a researcher, and I teach history of psych. And I talked about J.B. Watson, and I had a quote from your biography, your autobiography in there about not knowing what to do with the feelings and touch. I wonder, can you talk a little bit about J.B. Watson, and do you have any thoughts about his impact on your family?
John Watson? Oh, I don't know how many people studied psychology or anything. Okay, so my grandfather was a man named John Watson, who founded a school of psychology called behaviorism. And in real life, he was a very destructive person. And so you get this side, then this side, and then this side, and then it was confusing, I would say. What I guess I am learning from it is we do have to talk about it. We have to. It's essential or we die. And I didn't know that. I honestly didn't know that. Because that's not what we did at home, you know? We'd get drunk and tell stories, and I stopped drinking when I was, what, 23, 22. And sobriety, I'm very blessed. You know, when you're a kid, you're growing up and you're all going out and drinking and doing that stuff, it's terrific. It doesn't do anything except smooth things over so that you can do things that you're not supposed to do. Right. And because I was this tall when I was 12, you know, that's tall. And you look like a woman and you can do just about anything wrong. Yeah, sir.
What gave you the courage? I'm assuming this story is true because on Wikipedia, I'm sure. What gave you the courage to call Rod Serling when you were in high school?
How do you know about that? I wanted to tell that story.
It's in Wikipedia. It's all right.
Well, I was 14. I'm always 14. I don't know. This tall, so. And I have more guts than I have, you know. But I was the president of a drama club. And we had group meetings, and we had a wonderful time. And about 1 week, there was Requiem for a Heavyweight that was showing, it gives me chills, was showing on Philco or, you know, the live theater movies on television. And God, everybody in it was extraordinary. Jack Palance, has anybody seen that?
Yes.
I mean, he's dynamite. I mean, and so I thought suddenly, gee, who wrote the Requiem for a Heavyweight? It's a fabulous, fabulous film, or play. And I looked up who it might have been, and it was Rod Serling. And I said, Rod Serling, I think he lives in Western Connecticut. And I live in Western Connecticut. And I looked up, had a huge telephone book, looked him up, called the number. Is Ann here? Oh, what are you going to do? Well, you remember this, right? Anyway, I called the number and hello. Hi, my name is Mariette Hartley, and I'm looking for Rod Serling. It's me. And sexy. Come on. And am I right? I mean, holy, yeah, he's doing it. Just a wonderful human being. And he said, and I said, would you speak to my drama club? And he said, I'd love to. those things happen to me. I mean, and which means something to me. My daughter is in the midst of a kind of bad breakup, and she's using the word now, which is, but I keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Anyway, he showed up at Staples High School, all gorgeous of him, and he sat. We had a huge teacher's desk, and he sat right here on the corner to face everybody. Crossed his legs. He had his pipe with him, and he started to talk. And it was unbelievable. Okay, cut. I am now in Hollywood. I'm 22. I think I've finished most of Ride the High Country. I was hired by Sam Peckinpah, who I didn't know, from Adams off Fox. Trust me. Anyway, and I was going to my husband at the time, who was a not very nice person. And I was terrified. And I started walking on the curb, and suddenly behind me came this huge car. And it stopped. And this is my father, my brother. It was just amazing. I looked in, and this was when, I swear, there was no electricity in the windows. So I watched this window go down on this gorgeous thing, and there he was. And I said, "Oh, hi." And he said, "Hello." The sexy voice again, Anne. Jeez. And it was, we talked a little bit. You don't remember me, but anyway, I asked you when I was a kid. Oh, yes, yeah. 3 months later, I was doing Twilight Zone. You tell me. I'm just so blessed anyway. He's a terrific man and wonderful writer. Anyway.
Guys, we've got time for about 2 more questions.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But there's, okay, go for it.
Go for it, yeah, let's get as many in as we can.
You touched on Robert Flory briefly. I was just wondering if you had any other memories about Return to Count Yorga, making that movie.
It was terrifying. You know, you see these guys suddenly come in and this is down, and you have no place to go. It was just fun. Ultimately, it was fun.
Roger Perry must have been fun to work with.
Roger Perry, sure. Yeah, it was great.
Question for your husband, Jerry. I remember seeing you in a Seinfeld episode. Was that you?
That was me, yeah. And I pulled up to the gate, and they said, "We have 4 of them."
That was you. You're very proud.
That was me. Wonderful.
Very.
Wonderful week. People were just lovely, and yes, sir.
Were the Polaroid commercials as fun to do as it looked like
Yes.
they really were?
Yes, more. My kids were in it. I always brought my kids. And Jimmy is an interesting, I don't know if you saw the show, the movie of the week that we did together. It's not really a movie of the week, but it was his series called Rockford Files.
Never heard of it.
My favorite part of that was when I gave him a raspberry. I mean, it was just the best. But he's a wonderful human being. I could always tell when he was in pain because he would limp and he was in pain a lot. But funny, just funny and giving. And you never met him?
No, I wish I had.
God, just anyway. I did 7 years of them. And I bought a house because of it. Yeah, I mean, it's like, so 7 years.
Do you remember how many you did? On the internet it says anywhere from 250 to 300.
Yeah, 250, I think it was 250.
But who's counting?
The bank raised.
Follow-up, do you have any of the prop pictures that were in the commercials?
Yeah.
Who, I mean, because I would think, again, just kind of, I mean, a picture taken of you by Mr. Garner or a picture taken by you of Mr. Garner, that would be a little valuable.
Yeah,
Now you tell us?
Except for mine are worthless. So you went home with some of those?
Oh, yeah. I even have a gold Polaroid camera.
Really?
Is it real gold?
Let's talk view.
Is it what?
Real gold.
I think it was gold plate, yeah. Yeah.
On that note, and then I hate, we could go another hour, guys. We easily could.
What, 15 minutes? Well, we can't do that.
We got one more, let's take one more question.
Yes.
I recently saw the movie that you did, No Place to Hide, and with it was you, Keir DeLay, Catherine Miller, and Gary Graham. What do you
Get my book.
Oh, yeah.
No, but it was one of the troubles with guns for me is that it reminds me of that day, that evening, that year, more years. My dad, it was all about guns, that show. And I panicked. That happens a lot. I mean, Jerry, but 4th of July is not my favorite holiday. I'm like a dog or a cat. I huddle places still. I don't want it to happen. It didn't happen, and that, of course, happens constantly. So it was uncomfortable. I kept learning things from it. You know, like PTSD. I knew nothing about that, and then I would be doing something, you know, a movie and suddenly realizing that it's going to happen now, and you just grow through it, or you don't. And my choice was to do it with major medication.
Can we take this audience with us?
I was going to say, folks, Mariette and Jerry, this has been absolutely the other guests, they have copies of their movie there that you can pick up with some great pictures, and your book is there as well. And this has been terrific. I wish we could do this again.
Thank you so much.